Hello there, and as usual, I'm Aaron from My Stand Gamers, and welcome. So today we're taking a look at another beautiful ship from the Steam Workshop. Now, this is the Dorlos Carrier by Installation 04, and I have to say, it's another one of them ships that is super functional, has a lot of great features, and at the same time pulls off a very nice exterior look to it. So let's start at the front of the ship and I'll show you exactly what we've got going on here. So the first thing you'll notice is the bridge itself. So you can see the bridge itself is a very low sort of profile, still rather exposed, but it is great. But since this is a carrier ship, you need an observation position where you can look out of what ships are being launched, what's going on from different directions. So you can see at the front here, we've actually got ourselves a number of hangar bays, 4 in total, as well as some docking ports on the inside for quick refueling and rearming of ships that you've sent out. Now, moving down a little bit lower, there is something else that is quite cool as well here. We've got these little observation type deck windows that are tucked into this area. You can just see how it's been rounded into the side of the arm, and that just looks really nice indeed. As you go a little bit lower, you can see it's a little bit squarer in design, and the hangar bays actually overlap each other in this area as well. So you can see there's another 2 smaller hangar bays down here on the bottom. Very cool indeed, especially if you've got a small ship that is able to fit in there, or maybe even stick a mining vessel down there as well. So it's not 4, it's actually 6 hangars in total. Very cool indeed. So moving on to the side, you'll notice that they've got these little sort of pylons that have been connected up with rotors. Now, from a functionality standpoint, this could cause some issues, but they do look very cool since they're off at that particular angle. Now, as we work our way along the side, this is doing exactly what you'd expect from a carrier ship. We're not overarmed with weapons. We have some hangar bays going on here. So you can see we've got 6 here in total. So each one of these is very easily accessible, but at the same time, they are very small hangar bays. These are 2 large blocks upwards, as you can see there. So a small fighter, yes, perfect for the situation, and this is exactly what it's designed for. So if we go a little bit lower down, you'll notice that we've got these sort of fake tanks that have been stuck on the side here, just adding a little bit of detail, creating that cool little look. And we've also got a connector type port along the side, more used for detailing in this particular section. You can see how these engine bays have been created out of that. Really nice idea indeed. So if we just rotate a little bit further down, you can see how them engine sort of like tanks have been rotated around, 2 Gatling guns in the center. Very nice indeed. A lot of detailing going on a much larger scale. So as we come a little bit further up, you'll notice how each hangar bay is actually divided by a large armor blast door block, as well as these cut down armor blocks as well. So it creates that sort of scaffolding, sort of very traditional sort of spaceship look. Looks almost reinforced, even though we know it is only just a cut down block. Now in this section, we have an entrance port on the side, so we can do some routine maintenance of whatever we need to do on the side. Another angled type antenna block, very cool little idea. And it's something that a lot of ships kind of neglect, that they all stay on one particular plane, and it's very easy to see where blocks like them 2 at the front and that one in the center kind of lead your eye astray. So as we enter into this area, the ship's hull changes its shape completely. So you can see along the top, we've got this really nice detailing going on here, where we've got the tyres that have been connected up with a cut down tyre, and then we've got these pistons along the back there. It just creates a level of detail. It draws your eye to something, and from a distance, it just makes the ship stand out rather than it being a flat metal armoured block. A little bit lower down, we've got the iron thrusters, as well as turrets in key locations, as well as a little observation area from inside the ship itself. Very cool indeed. So as we work away a little bit further around the back, you can see we've got a refiner on the outside of the ship. That's not super functional, could be shut up, but remember, this is a ship that's going to be in sort of reserve of your fleet. It's not going to be right at the front, so don't really worry about it. If you protect this right, like you'd expect to do with an aircraft carrier, you'll be absolutely fine. Along the back, we've got some more of these tank-like designs going on here. You can imagine that as fuel or something going for the smaller ships. Another angled antenna, very nice indeed. And as we come to the rear, we have a lot of ejectors. So these ejectors could be ejecting damaged parts of ships, other parts, or they could even collect components that could be dropped off around the back, stop it from colliding with some components. Another really cool antenna array going on down here as well. It's just got a really nice setup, this ship. There's so much going on, but at the same level, we've got little intricate detail areas, such as this one, where you can see this is just a loading bay area with a connector, so maybe your mine ship comes here, resupplies the supplies for the other ship and whatnot, just out the way from launching all of the other ships. Very cool indeed. Anyway, let's get aboard this thing and see what it has to offer from inside. So as we enter through the central hull, you'll see the door is actually protected on either side by these little armoured blocks, and I'll spawn my character in here as well so we can just move around a little bit easier. So we'll pop the doors open. You can see we've depressurized the whole area and we have access to the fighter bays. So you can see what's great about a good carrier is very quick access to different fighters. So when a player respawns, he can quickly get himself in here and get himself into one of them fighters. So you can see we've got access to the elevator up through here. Deck, hangar control room. Let's go and visit there first. You just saw that in the glass room up here, so you can see all the ships launching from this particular position. It'd be so cool to see, especially with multiplayer now. It would be possible to get all them ships manned by players. So let's actually enter into the reactor room around the back. There's quite a lot of rooms for a small ship, so I'm going to miss out some of the smaller ones, but have a look at this reactor room. Well, this is not the reactor room, this is like a cargo type refinery room. As we go through here, you can see these various drop off and collection points, and it's just got this lovely little catwalk going on above. So we'll enter through the red room, nicely color coded, and we have ourselves a rotor type reactor. We've got one of them cool balls in the center, and it just gives you that immersion effect into it. Of course, this is going to cause lag and issues within a multiplayer scenario, and these could tear off and rip the whole ship apart, but it has this really cool idea, and these kind of remind me of like cores going down, up and down, cooling off in this sort of nuclear reactor type device. So let's go back through the ship, and you can see the connectors going through various areas. So as this is the walkway, the lower area of ships can be maneuvered and do whatever they need to do below us. So let's actually move up to deck D. So deck D lowers us down into this segment. This is the refinery room that we checked out before, and look how they've made use of these cut down button blocks, so you can see ships could come through here, dock into various areas throughout this section. Let's drop ourselves down into the area where this is the observation port, as we saw underneath, and we'll just make our way underneath the ship towards deck A. It's very important to have so many access corridors like this, because if you can get away or around your ship easily, it really does make all the difference. So we're underneath all the hangar bays here at the moment with clean access to the conveyors. That is great, of course. If something goes down or something's damaged, we can see it straight away. And you can see we've got the lower deck there with the smaller fighters coming up to the second deck with the smaller fighter hangar area, and of course we have the upper deck here as well, and we have access for ships to be maneuvered around inside the ship. But just look at that room, it's absolutely lovely. Anyway, I'm going to pop into the spectator and we'll head up to the bridge up at the front of the ship here, as we just smooth ourselves into this area instead of navigating. It's a very simple sort of bridge layout, but check this little panel we've got going out here in the center. If I use my spectator camera, we can see exactly what's going on underneath the ground here. So this is a small ship with a large ship sort of rotor underneath here, just to create a really cool effect that's going on there, that central sort of command type tile. Very, very nice indeed. Anyway, let's get into the pilot seat and give this thing a little bit of a spin. So as we pop into here, we have access to the ship. Let's give it a little bit of thrust and I'll check its acceleration out. Now it's a carrier, so I'm not expecting anything great from it, but we have got some quite good acceleration. It's going quite slow. Let's check our roll capabilities. We've got good roll to the left, we've got a good roll to the right. Let's check our turning now. Turning is very slow, but it's expected for a carrier ship. Let's check our slowing down. Very, very slow indeed. That would be something that you need to take in consideration, especially if you're with a battle group of more nimble ships that will slow down faster. The other ships are going to have to account for that. Anyway, I'd like to thank you guys for watching another beautiful ship from the Steam Workshop. Check out the links in the description, and if you want to get your own ship featured on here, you think you've done something that's particularly amazing or something that the community will really enjoy, let us know in the comment section below, and I will see you